All right, so you've probably heard the doomsday prediction. AI is coming for your job, but after 25 years in tech, I've learned to separate the hype from the reality. Today, I'm going to dive into which jobs are actually being transformed by AI right now, today. Not in some distant sci-fi future. The numbers are interesting. We're seeing like a 70 to 80% efficiency gain in some fields today, while others remain virtually untouched. And what happens when an AI therapy chatbot outperforms human therapists in treating depression? Well, so this isn't speculation. It's happening right now. So let me show you exactly which careers are in the AI crosshairs and which ones will thrive alongside the machines. Let's dive into it today. Welcome to Startup Pack. I'm Spencer Thomason. Here at Startup Pack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, so there's a groundbreaking clinical trial called Therabot. And I was just reading about this the other day, and I want to show you here because this is kind of what led me down this path here, right? So AI-powered therapy shows promise in first clinical trial of mental health study. So AI therapy is here. A new study shows its effectiveness, but the debate over replacing human therapists rage on. So just kind of want to dive into some of the actual numbers here. So they're saying that the trial involved 106 participants, which to me is pretty small. So let's take this a little bit with a grain of salt somewhat. But they engaged with Therabot via smartphone app, responding to prompts or initial conversations as needed. So a control group of 104 individuals with similar diagnoses did not have access to Therabot. The results were striking. Participants using Therabot reported a 51% decrease in depressive symptoms, a 31% reduction in anxiety symptoms, and a 19% decline in concerns related to body image and weight. This is a picture of what Therabot looks like. Cute little bot, right? So what's interesting to these, and so notably, individuals with bulimia, or binge eating disorder, experience a significant reduction in disorder eating episodes. Compared to the control group, these improvements were statistically significant, highlighting the chatbot's potential as a complementary tool for mental health treatment. Now, again, complementary tool, right? But I do think this is really interesting because it got me letting down the path of kind of what are we thinking are things that are going to affect things today. So another trial here showed that 51% of matching or exceeding results from human therapists in half the time. Users engaged with this AI for an average of 6 hours, equivalent to 8 therapy sessions, with many patients reportedly felt more comfortable disclosing personal information to AI than to humans. Now, I think especially for therapy, this is really interesting because I think people are going to be more likely to talk to the bot than to a human. The technology was particularly effective during late night hours and moments of acute distress when human therapists typically aren't available. That's one of these places that's going to be really fascinating with something like this because it can always be there. Like your therapist can't always be on call, but this could be. So this isn't just some tech company hype. This was published in the New England Journal of Medicine and conducted by researchers at Dartmouth. So despite these impressive results, researchers emphasize AI therapists still need human oversight to handle high-risk scenarios like suicide and ideation, right? So the most promising future appears to be a hybrid approach where AI handles routine sessions while human therapists focus on complex cases and provide oversight. What I think would be really interesting is if we could then have this Therabot output like summaries out, and if you could give permission for Therabot to then give a summary to a therapist and to be able to work together. Now, there's some other professions that I've talked about before, but I think one of the other ones that we're going to see really get impacted on is the legal profession. According to Thomson Reuters, in 2024, Future of Professional reports, AI is saving lawyers approximately 4 hours per week, which translates to generating $100,000 in additional billable time per lawyer annually. Now, AI tools are handling document review, legal research, contract analysis, and other routine tasks that previously consumed huge chunk of junior lawyers' times. So a remarkable 79% of law firm respondents anticipate AI will have a high or transformational impact on their work within the next 5 years. So the technology is particularly effective at searching through vast amounts of legal documents to find relevant precedents and inconsistencies that humans might miss. So legal AI tools can analyze contracts in minutes that would take human lawyers hours or even days to review thoroughly. So while AI won't replace a senior lawyer or go and litigate for you in the courtroom. It's dramatically changing the landscape of paralegals, legal researchers, and entry-level positions that historically focus on document review. Now, another job section here that I'm seeing this really impact today. Traditional entry of data entry jobs, right? So traditional data entry jobs are among the most vulnerable to automation, with AI systems now achieving up to 99% accuracy in data processing, a level virtually impossible for humans to maintain. So modern AI data processing tools can extract information from scanned documents, handwritten notes, and even audio recordings without human intervention. So the speed difference is staggering. What might take a human data entry specialist a full day can be completed by AI in minutes or even seconds. Companies implementing AI for data entry report 80 to 90% reduction in processing times and 60 to 70% cost savings compared to manual methods. Most impressively, AI systems can work 24/7 without breaks, sick days, or vacation time, effectively multiplying productivity. So this shift means data professionals must evolve from being data processors to becoming data analysts and interpreters who can work with these insights AI provides. Now, let's talk about content creation and copyright. AI-assisted blog writing tools are increasingly organic traffic by 120% within 6 months of implementation, according to marketing research from ZebraCat. AI copywriting tools improve ad click-through rates by 38% while simultaneously reducing cost per click by 32%. Now, about 47% of marketers are already using AI tools to generate content, and 72% of adults believe AI help them handle repetitive content tasks more effectively. The Washington Post wrote more than 850 stories about the Rio Olympics with AI assistance. Now, the most successful approach appears to be using AI to handle initial drafts and routine content, while human creators focus on strategy, creativity, and emotional resistance. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out to us, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer because we can help you out today. Now, the next one I want to talk about is healthcare administration and medical billing. So AI-powered medical billing systems reduced errors by 35% compared to manual processing, which traditionally has an error rate of between 5 to 10%, which is really high when we talk about billing, right? So a traditional manual data entry in healthcare achieves around 90% accuracy, while AI automation can reach up to 99% accuracy in patient data management. Now, I know those are the numbers pulling out here. I'm a little skeptical on some of these, but I do think in some of these cases where we get medical transcription, and it was once a thriving profession, has now largely been automated by AI systems that can transcribe doctor-patient conversations with near-perfect accuracy. So despite these advances, healthcare experts stress that human oversight remains essential for handling nuanced cases and maintaining ethical standards. So I've talked about the time the AI failed to diagnose my son's broken arm. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the administrative side of medical, the billing and administrative side. Now, we're definitely seeing customer service representatives being handled by a lot of AI chatbots, right? And we can see that right now they're resolving up to 75 to 80% of all of these. Now, the advantage of this is AI systems are available 24/7, no vacation, no sick days. So you can see why this would become really important for people. Now, another industry that's getting hit by this is the financial analysts and accountants, right? AI systems now analyze thousands of financial reports and market trends in minutes that would have taken human analysts weeks to do. So automated accounting software can categorize transactions, reconcile accounts, and prepare financial statements with minimal human oversight. So they're reporting that they see 40 to 50% efficiency gains, and that's about where I would guess on this. So I use things like Rocket Money to do my own personal, no sponsorship here, it's just what I use for my own personal finances is Rocket Money, and I would say that it's about 40 to 50% accurate, right? It catches those and can get them pretty close, but it has no way to break down everything that I bought from Amazon and know where in the world that which category that lands into. So there is a future for financial professionals that isn't eliminated, but definitely evolving like many others. Now, I also want to talk about translation and interpretive services. So neural machine translation has improved so dramatically that for common language pairs, AI translation now approaches human level quality for straightforward content, Real-time AI translation apps can now facilitate conversations between people speaking different languages with only minimal delays. Major tech companies are reporting 90 to 95% accuracy for common language pairs in their AI translation services, a level that was unthinkable just a decade ago. So the other part about this is that they're motionless, right? I know a lot of times when I've heard about translation services being used, somebody will say something and the translator may not agree with it and they'll actually adapt it. AI is not going to run into that. So the demand for real-time translation has exploded beyond what human translators could possibly fulfill, creating entirely new markets that only AI can serve. So the future for language professionals lies in post-editing, cultural consulting, and specialized domains where cultural context is critical. Now, some of these other ones is for administrative assistants and scheduling coordinators, right? AI scheduling tools can coordinate complex meetings across multiple time zones and calendars in seconds, eliminating the back and forth that consumed hours of administrative time. Virtual assistant AIs can manage email inboxes. Companies implementing AI for administrative tasks report 60 to 70% time savings for routine office management functions. So if you're somebody who's working, as the role of an executive assistant, this is definitely some software you need to be looking into to try to get into place. The most valuable administrative professionals now focus on complex coordination, relationship management, and tasks requiring emotional intelligence. Now, the one that everybody's waiting for me to get to, software development. This one always comes up in this. Now, right now, there's a ton of different ranges. What I'm seeing from my reports and from the ones that I'm really reading is that this will increase developers' productivity by about 30%, right? So you're seeing that AI can help about 30% of the workload for developers. So does this mean you're going to replace a developer? Absolutely not, right? According to IEEE's AI and software development report, programmers using AI complete tasks up to 30% faster while maintaining code quality. That's the difference, right? So if you try to replace the human, your code quality dramatically drops. If you try to augment the developer, you'll see your code quality actually can stay the same while doing it faster. And that's the ideal, right? So these tools excel at generating boilerplate code, sometimes making suggestions on bug fixing, translating between programming languages, and tasks that might have taken developers hours to do. So despite these capabilities, AI really struggles with complex systems, understanding business requirements, and creating novel algorithms. The software developers that are greatest risk are those focusing on routine coding tasks rather than higher level problem solving. So the technological shift here means that successful developers have to evolve from being code writers to become code directors, as well as also engineers, right? It's the difference between if you're just a code monkey, then you could be worried your job's in trouble. I tell my developers all the time, AI is not going to replace them, but a developer who knows how to use AI might. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, make sure you reach out to us because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer and we can help you get your company firing on all cylinders. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you think there's other fields that I've missed that are going to be more in place? Do you think I'm off with some of these? Love to have a great discussion. The best compliment you can give me is to leave a comment down below and make sure you like and subscribe. I'm actually going to be dropping some great code samples here that show you how to build an AI agent. So make sure you like and subscribe and make sure you check out our AI DIY server or PC build so you can start to build AI agents for your system. And if you're interested in learning more, you can also check out our coding bootcamp so you can become a better software developer. And here's some information on that.
Want to become a software developer but don't want to spend 4 years in college and rack up massive student loan debts? Think you need technical expertise to get started? Welcome to Startup Hack, a better way to start your software career without student loans and years without income. One-on-one tutoring is included so you never get stuck and have guidance through the whole process. No technical experience is necessary. Learn at your own pace and in your own space. Startup Hack has worked with local state agencies in your area to make it so that qualifying students can get the program costs covered entirely and students can start earning while they learn.
Startup Hack's .NET Coding Bootcamp was a game changer for my career. As someone with no prior programming experience, I was initially intimidated by the idea of learning to code, but the instructors at Startup Hack broke down complex concepts into easy to understand lessons and provided hands-on projects that really cemented my understanding. The curriculum was comprehensive and up to date and got me ready for my first job. What really set Startup Hack apart was the focus on practical, real-world skills. Thanks to Startup Hack, I landed my dream job as a .NET developer within weeks of graduating. I went from knowing nothing about code to building professional-grade web applications in just a few intense months. If you're looking to break into .NET development or level up your coding skills, I cannot recommend Starter Pack enough.
Complete our 3-month coding bootcamp, gain hands-on experience, and land a paid internship. With 2 years of experience, on average, our graduates are making over $80,000 per year. The 3-month program includes technologies from Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. No debt, just a quick path to earning. Check out starterpack.com to code your future and start today.